Hi, welcome back to the Pilates Center of Boston. This is going to be another teaching on a movement. Today we're going to look at the roll-up, and I'm going to be using the 3-core body mapping perspective that's developed by Wendy LeBlanc-Arbuckle, our master teacher here. And we're going to use that as a way of moving through the roll-up to teach how to have more of a connected sense to the whole body. So let me take you into a brief understanding of how we talk about the 3-core body mapping perspective. So if you look at the whole body, I'm showing you feet, knees, hips, shoulder girdle, and then head. So briefly, the lower core is from my feet to my pelvic floor. The way I can engage my pelvic floor is I'm going to lift my toes up. So as soon as I do that, I'm already getting a sense of lift coming up my inner ankle, all the way up to the inner thigh, into my pelvic floor. And it's just lifting the toes. So you don't have to do a lot of like toe lifts or scrunching stuff. Just by lifting the toes. Automatically, now I get a sense of my pelvic floor. Okay, that's the lower core. The middle core is what we look at from the pelvic floor to the ribs, right about here to here. Now, of course, that includes the abdominals, back muscles, and there, just the sense of that is that when you breathe, when you exhale, inhale, fill my space, exhale, everything comes together. You might be able to see as I exhale, my ribs come together, my ribs come in, everything kind of comes in. Now, just to distinguish that too, I'm not hardening, I'm not trying to really harden. I want to allow the exhale to be natural. Because that's the job of the diaphragm and the lungs. They come together, everything comes together. That's an internal perspective of central core. Now, upper core is the cranial base to my ribs right here. That includes, of course, the shoulders, the neck, and again, the breathing. So when I inhale, notice when I inhale, that's going to give me a little bit of movement through my lungs, of course, and my shoulders. Let me exaggerate so you can get a sense. Exhale. When I exhale, my ribs come together, my shoulder blades are going down. Now, I'm not pushing, so I don't want to shove. I want to let the natural exhale give me the space to drop my shoulder blades down my back. Now the other piece to that, of course, is head position. If my head is forward and I inhale, my shoulders are going to follow the weight of my head. Exhale. Now it's harder for me to drop my shoulders because my head is pulling my shoulders forward as opposed to having them go back. See that? So instead, it's more like this. I find let me give you the whole body perspective. Find my feet, lift my toes, feel the lift coming up through my inner thighs, my pelvic floor. Inhale, floats my ribs, lengthen the back of my neck. Exhale, shoulder blades down the back, ribs come together. Now I'm connected up the front, down the back. Shoulder blades, tailbone not tucking but relaxing, down into my heels. That's brief, and there'll be more on that later, but I'm going to take you through that in the roll-up, in the movement now. So, the roll-up. So first, as I set myself up, I want to keep in mind, how am I using that sense of up the front of my spine, down the back of my spine to assist how I'm going to a full flex roll-up. Just so I can show you what that would not look like. I'm going to start there. Let me do that. So here's a roll-up without all that thinking, if you will. When you come forward, arms forward, lift my head. See, my head is leading my spine probably past the point that I need to, and my knees and legs are kind of pulling up towards my body, and I'm kind of crunching toward myself. Okay, what that does, I'm losing the sense of my reach of my legs and the rounding over. When I go back, same idea. Instead of letting my spine stay open, I'm collapsing. Head is here, spine melts, my shoulders are definitely forward, my legs are coming up as opposed to staying long, and then I'm coming down. So that's a roll-up in a sense, but now we're going to think of it through the perspective of up the front, down the back. You have the whole body support coming forward. Now watch this. So here's the distinction. Arms forward, my shoulders are where? Down the back, my neck stays long, So I do have to lift my head, but I'm going to think of it like this. Drop my chin, lift my head, so that my length from my head through my feet heel is long still, even though I'm about to go into flexion. Inhale, exhale, length to my neck, out through my feet. Now I'm really engaging my abdominals, mid-spine, core to roll over. You see, my legs stayed long and weighted to help me get long and up. And the same when I go back down. Inhale, give my lift, exhale. As I reach my feet out, and toes up, now there's my upline. See, it doesn't matter, I'm not standing up, I'm engaging my feet. My feet are part of this process. Feet reach out, pelvic floor engages, up the front, shoulder blades, reach with my tailbone heels, down the back. Okay, try it again. Inhale, exhale. See how much more smooth that is? So instead of me, again, just to make that distinction, if I wasn't through that, I would probably do that. Because I tend to be very tight in my legs, especially a lot of training that I'm doing right now, very tight. So I'll want to pull up with my legs. If I'm not in that process of thinking through my cores all the way through, I will pull myself up with my leg strength, with my hip flexors and my quads. No, we're going to get more of a sense of what's deep. How do I get into my spine? Really get through my core system. Okay? I'm traveling. Down a bit. So I'll try it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. There you go. And that's the roll-up through the 3 core connections. Thanks so much. In the next videos, you'll probably see when I'm taking some tools and some different things, but that's, for now, our first step. Thank you. Have a good day.